Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, on va parler d'avoir et être. So there are two verbs in French which are the most important verbs that you will ever learn in the French language. And the first one is avoir, which means to have. And the second one is être, and être means to be, okay? And in order for you to speak French fluently, you have to know these verbs. So we're going to take a look in our book. If you would like to follow along, it is on page 10. And on page 10, it conjugates the verbs avoir et être for you. So if we take a look here are the pronouns on the right. So our first pronoun is je, which means I. The second one is tu, which means you. Il, elle, and on, which means he or she. So the pronoun on is a little bit interesting because it can mean a plethora of different things. Sometimes we use on for nous or we. We can use it for he or she. The best way I explain it in the English language is that on means one, okay? It's a non-specific pronoun. Most often though, it is used as we, W-E, okay? But we always conjugate it like we would il or elle, and we're going to see those examples further on. After on, we see nous, which is we. We have vous, which is either formally you or you all. If I'm talking to more than one person, then I would use vous, okay? And the last one is ils or elles, which is they, okay? And so in order to conjugate the verbs avoir or être, I need to know how to conjugate them according to the pronoun, okay? So the first one is je, and when I conjugate it with avoir, it's j'ai, okay? Practice saying that, j'ai. The second pronoun is tu, okay? And when I conjugate avoir, it becomes tu as. Lastly, we have il, elle, on, a, nous avons, vous avez, and ils, elles, ont. If you notice, I'm pronouncing the S at the end of these words because they're followed by a vowel. In French, we call that the liaison. So it's nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles, ont. Okay? So I want you to go into your notebooks right now and I want you to try to conjugate avoir. See if you can conjugate avoir without looking. And don't forget, avoir means to have. The next verb we're going to learn is être. And être is very, very important because it's how we describe ourselves physically, emotionally, and it helps us describe ourselves and others. And so it's a very important verb, okay? And if I want to say I am, I say je suis. If I want to say you are, it's tu es. If I want to say he or she is, I say il, elle, on est. Be very careful with tu es and il, elle, on est. Because when it's tu es, it's es, but when it's il or elle, it's est. When I want to say we are, I say nous sommes, okay? Nous sommes. When I want to say you are, you formally are, or you all are, I say vous êtes. And then lastly, for they, it's ils or elles, and it's ils or elles sont, okay? I would also put this in your notebook right now and try to see if you can conjugate être without looking, okay? The best way that you're going to remember these verbs is if you practice. So make note cards, play the Kahoots that we do in class, and really try to memorize on how to conjugate those verbs because they're going to be very useful to us in the future.